In the Old Testament of the Bible, it speaks of a man named Moses, an amazing man. He was a man who was able to lead his fellow Jews away from the oppression of Egypt and the Romans. However, what many people don't know about him is that afterwards, he decided he wanted to be a villain and entered the kingdom of Achaia to stop Marth on his quest. It's really fucked up. Like, everybody sees Moses as this amazing man, but now we know the truth. And Fire Emblem Mystery of the Emblem is gonna be the game that reveals it. Click. Star-Lord Marth. So, let's talk about this chapter. It's fucking boring, but it has a cool looking map. It has a lot of potential to be a good map. But, yeah, I kind of just destroy the fuck out of it. Yeah, so, we defeat the army outside of Altia, well, Arisha as it's called in the game. I keep mixing them up. Yeah, and Martha's like, dude, we still gotta, you know, clean up the castle, because remember that we're the janitors of justice. But yeah, the dreaded Moses, he killed tons of people. Like, this is a big plot twist. This is gonna change the foundation of Judaism all across the world, assuming the truth gets out. I mean, heaven knows we have a lot of, like, things to suppress the freedom of speech that Mr. the Emblem employs with its audacious statements about the human condition. But yeah, there he is, Moses. See, he's even got the beard and the robe, just like every other Jewish man. Yeah, he's of the Basilisk. I don't know what the shit that is, but yeah, this is also where I find out that, oh shit, Marth's mother's named Lisa. But yeah, he's the guy who murdered his mother. The shit I've been wondering about. It turns out it was all connected. Holy shit. And Moses is a dragon. Holy shit. Like, the plot twists in this episode are fucking astounding. Anyway. So, my plan for this episode is that, as you can see from the left, there's a bunch of thieves and a lot of tasty, delicious treasure chests that they want to open. It's also guarded by a hero, a sniper, a couple knights, and a few mages. So, some people would probably be like, oh, we're gonna need a lot of units over there. I just warp Linda over there and just have a good time. And everybody else focuses on the right. And, within literally 3 turns, we kill Moses, and then we, you know, it's gotta be really awful, because now the Jewish people don't have a leader or a prophet. I guess, man, I think I'm gonna stop the joke there. I don't want to offend people, you know? I mean, I love offensive humor, but it's just like, there's a limit too. Yeah, so, Julian has, like, he really has shown how useless he really is. Cause, like, this is the, like, look at all those chests. You'd think that this would be Julian Funtime McCain over here, but no. Literally, you just let the thieves open them, you cock block them by blocking one of those 2 choke points that they give you, and then there you go. You kill them, and then you get all the shit. And there we go. Yeah, so Maria, or Rena, sorry, what the fuck was I thinking? Yeah, Rena sends her over. I decided that it's a really good opportunity to kill the sniper, because I honestly consider the sniper to be more of a threat than the hero. Mainly because he has higher resistance, and I also, like, I feel like he has higher strength and attack power. I'm not too sure. I didn't, like, deeply check their stats, but you know what, it's probably because of his positioning, because by attacking him up close, that also places Linda, like, in a spot where no enemies can pass her. But yeah, you'd think that it's a really bad spot for Linda, but honestly, she's in very little danger. Meanwhile, everybody over here is just destroying the fuck out of these enemies. These guys are not very well guarded. It doesn't help that we spawn, like, right fucking there, you know? So yeah, it's worth noting that the sage near Moses has a swarm tome. You know, again, accurate to the Bible, you know, swarms, locusts, frogs. Anyway. Yeah, you want to get up close to him really fast, because he doesn't deal a lot of damage, but he tends to target your weaker units. But yeah, once you destroy him, there's basically nothing stopping you from doing anything. Like, this chapter's super easy. Again, another case of not enough enemies on the map. Though I will say that this sniper took me off guard. I always forget that snipers can, in fact, walk on water. They kind of got, like, the same movement as heroes, it seems. But yeah, this hero didn't friggin' know what was coming. He was bound to fail. Heroes are so fucking cool in this game. Like, they look dangerous. Their map sprite doesn't look dangerous. Their map sprite looks like they've grown very fond of, like, very feminine-looking short skirts. But, anyway. So yeah, Moses right here. Now you see him? Oh wait, hold on, he needs to have his evil speech. Stupid humans. I'll show you to fear us demon dragons. Oop. Oop. Yeah, so, demon dragons, really dangerous. I would not recommend confronting one. Use diplomacy. Just don't. You did well. At least he gives us credit that we did well. We can't win against Lord Medeath. Well, that's where you're wrong. Because, you know... Well, okay, I'm sure that he understands that right now we don't have the falchion. Also, way to go, Kachua. I didn't... Like, good job. I guess he understands we don't have the falchion. And honestly, anybody could just take the falchion and just toss it in the water, like, really far, and then, well, actually, you know what? I'm not sure that would even work. Like, eventually somebody's gonna find it. Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, I think it would be really hard to find it. Plus, like, if you throw it in the water where, like, that might also mean you don't know where it is, which means you can't put it under heavy guarding duty. You know, something like that. I don't know. Whenever you have a plot device that, like, the enemy absolutely needs in order to defeat you, the way I always see it is that you want to make it as impossible for them to obtain it as you can. And I always feel like the best way to do that is to just throw it in the fucking ocean. Oh, and right here I'm like, you know what, Julian? You've been a shitty unit. I want you to sit down on this throne. Feel the power that it gives you. And, like, remember that, like, if you work really hard, you can have that glory. But, of course, it falls on deaf ears. Julian doesn't care. He just wants to sit in the chair because it's nice and cozy. Fucking selfish dick. Yeah, he's probably not going to be contributing much throughout this game. But yeah, let's see. What else is there to even say about this chapter? Well, it's worth noting that Linda, like, you might have noticed she hasn't gotten hit yet. At this point, I realized that, and I'm like, oh shit, maybe I could do a no-hit run. So I start to strategize around preventing her from getting hit, even if it ends up with me completing the chapter in less efficient ways or wasting my resources better. Well, worse. We'll see how that goes. But for now, let's murder this mage. Some of you might have noticed that when I used the Parthia, or Parsha, with George, he gained a shitload of EXP. That's because these weapons give you double EXP. I believe I actually mentioned this when we first got it. But yeah, like, at this, like, if you use it on promoted units, you just, like, it's almost like a guaranteed level up. It's crazy. It's awesome. So as a result, by the end of this chapter, George ends up being, like, way higher level than everybody else. He's, like, level 7 promoted. That's insane. That doesn't make his stats much better, but, I mean, you know, details. I remember there being more reinforcements in this chapter, but, like, I guess because I defeated the boss so quick, it kind of stifled them. And, oh, this part's really awesome. I start to do a really big trading string. Because right now, George has the member card. And I'm not sure if you know this, but up north there is a door. If you open it, there's nothing in it. But if you have a member card, there's a secret shop there. So that's why that dude in the last chapter was all like, oh, secret shops, I wonder if those exist. Just blatant hints right there. But yeah, like, I set up this really, I'm very proud of it for no reason. Just like this cool trade string so that I can transfer the member card and silver card to Julian so he can give it to Samson so that way Julian can open the door and Samson can shop on the same exact turn. And right there, holy shit, Samson just doesn't give a fuck. Like, heroes are so fucking cool because of the amount of fucks they don't give. And as you can see from there, like, just, like, he just chopped through that guy. Like, how do you do that? Like, physically morph past their body. That's crazy. Of course, you could assume that he went around, but, like, I like to make things impractical because it's something to talk about. So yeah, as you can see, Linda is getting all the goodies. I mean, it is her birthday after all. I didn't get her anything, but I figured that this would be the next best thing. Like, she gets all these nice, delicious gifts. She's gotta drop them in the bank and then never use them. Yeah, like, those thieves are so ineffective. They even have a weapon to defend themselves with, but they just don't fight. So, like, that's why it's so safe to bring Linda over here, even though she has bad defense and bad HP. Like, the dudes just don't fight. So, realistically, the only dudes you have to worry about are the sniper and the hero, and maybe the knights. But she has such a high dodge rate that, like, it's almost like a non-issue. But yeah, here we have a secret shop. Ooh, so pretty. Yeah, like, secret shops are cool because they have, like, all these fancy goods, like the shaver. Like, I mean, I haven't shaved in a while, so, you know, that would be really handy. Of course, I'm not sure I want that kind of shave where, like, it's like it's a gust of wind. It's not gonna shave my beard. And you know what, this is a really sad joke because I have a very nice trimmed beard. But you know what? You know what? Who could have used a shave? Moses. There we go. Fuck, you brought it back. Haha. I am so dumb. Okay, so yeah, that dragon up there. I feel like this chapter is like our first introduction to dragons, but keep in mind that in one of the removed chapters in the game, there was in fact a dragon enemy that we fight before this chapter. So I guess, like, they had to use this chapter instead as an introduction, but it's like, that dude is so far away, why would you fight him? Unless you want to gain EXP. So incidentally, the first dragon you face ends up being a boss, which you'd think is not a good idea because, like, that's the first time. But then again, FE6 did do it, and I like FE6 a lot, so I don't know. Maybe making the first dragon you face a boss adds to the shock value of like, oh shit, this guy is strong. But, you know, as you guys saw, I two-hit KO'd him. So yeah, Linda, she doesn't have enough move to, like, freely approach this guy and kill him before he attacks her. So this ends up happening. She fucking gets hit. Linda's no-hit run has been destroyed by this asshole right here with his 43 hit rate, mind you. Then again, this is single RN system. You know, so 43% is still 43%. If this was Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem, that'd be like, no, it's impossible. That would never happen. It's impractical. But yeah, facts are facts, unfortunately. And we seize, and that's it. This chapter's very, very anticlimactic. And even this guy is just like, he doesn't have a lot to say. He's like, the citizens are praising you. They're calling you Star-Lord Marth. Next.